Hello, my friends. Well, I'm back streaming live right now. It seems like my last stream just broke, so that's all good. Here to take you through the Bitcoin technical analysis and some other charts as well as we take a look at some price action in crypto. Of course, the world of crypto has gone bonkers over the last couple of days, with the price action having dropped down to really low lows. However, do we have some more to go? And that's going to be a big question for us. We'll try and attempt to answer that here and now in the show for us, if I can actually get my stream set up properly. Good to see you, dude, man. I'm glad that you that you made it through. Oh, good to see you, Drew's Tech. So my last stream just broke. Streamlabs decided to kick the bucket. I don't know what that's all about. So I'm just trying to get this back open again. There we go. There's the chart, and and it's fair enough. It's good enough timing, because we were going to do some. We were going to do a look through the price action and deliver. Yeah, and deliver that headline to people, the warning, if you like, that there's crazy prices at the minute, and we need to be aware of a few key areas so that we can assess the trend overall. As I just kind of set this up in the background again, if you don't mind, I'm just having to actually go into YouTube and change the settings of the, write the title, etc. Cool. Well, I've done that now, so we're good to go. I hope that's public. Yeah, the stream's public. Excellent. And people are here. Drew's Tech, good to see you. Excellent. Thanks so much for joining me. My name's Rocky Outcrop. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin technical analysis here and others. And it's great to see you, Matt Rodriguez. Good to see you in here. I'm doing well, friend. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm doing well, although I could be better. I actually got bitten by a huge dog yesterday. Yeah, I got bitten by a huge dog yesterday, and as a result of that, I actually have to talk to the police tomorrow about it, and it's just all pretty nasty situation, to be honest with you. Thankfully, you don't have much rabies in this country, though, so I'm okay on that front. But it's pretty awful. Horrific. Adrenaline got going though, so that was interesting. It was, it's so strange, it's so strange. If it had been a sort of kind of nasty looking dog as well, maybe I would have been more mentally prepared for it. But it was like it was a Saint Bernard or whatever they're called. You know, those guys that used to run along and give you whiskey if you're a skier or whatever. Huge one, and I just thought, like, no way would that be, no way with that. Can you still walk and everything? Yeah, I can. I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm all right. But it's just mental. It's just mental. It left me feeling shocked. Like, I guess I just thought, what if I had been a kid? Because I didn't provoke it or anything. I didn't interact with the thing. I was thinking, what if I'd have been a kid, walking along there. I think this has crashed. My trading view is not working. If I'd have been a kid walking along there, then I'd have got trampled. So if my browser starts working properly, then I'll run through the thingy. It's coming up telling me you can't see on the stream. It's annoying. I kind of wish you could. Trading view. Let's just get a new window for it. Close that one. Hopefully that's enough to sort it out. Odo, don't let the drippy eyes and jowls fool you. Yeah, so it was a nasty one. It was a nasty one, but I was just thinking, yeah, no, it's a big dog, and if it's walking around off a leash here, then it's probably just like wanting to be friendly. It just must be wanting to be friendly, you know. I've never really been attacked by a dog before properly, and I think to myself, like, well, if that ever happened to me, I'd be aware of it. And you kind of and you think, well, yeah, maybe, because maybe the owner was threatening you beforehand, and it ran, and you think, how would you attack a dog? But it's so strange when it's a really quite a dangerous one, and you're not in a situation that makes you think, I'm about to be attacked by a dog, and then suddenly it's attacking you, and it's like on you. It's like so anyway. Had no choice but to call the police. It was messed up. All right, anyway, so see you then tomorrow. So that's distracting the hell out of me. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Shouldn't have mentioned that. Right. Yeah, sweet. Sorry, distracted. Back on track. Back on track, everybody. Taking a look at Bitcoin. Glad to have the 5 concurrent viewers here. I apologize to everybody that tuned in for the stream before. Streamlabs decided to kick the bucket. I don't know what happened there. We have the Bitcoin price action on the go at the minute. I'll just make myself bigger on the screen, in fact. So it's a bit more exciting. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Right. So Bitcoin, I'll just hit the stream marker and we'll start making some of these summary sort of videos. Really good to have you guys here, and I'll be making these clips at the minute, so you know what it's like, you know how it goes. I'll run the intro clips a few times, and I'll be telling people to hit the like button and all the rest of it. Sweet. Bitcoin dumped all the way down to the 47,000 price point, but Bitcoin has resurged up again and recaptured some of its lost charm. Has it done enough? Could we be looking for higher highs even now? Is there a trade up towards 70,000? Actually, no, wait, tell you what. I'm going to scrap that one and start it again. A couple of reasons for it. I hope Streamlabs is working. It seems to be a bit stuttery in the background. A couple of reasons for it. Yeah, clear story being told by the charts there, says Simon. I agree. Yeah, well, tell you what, I'm going to try and say the words an awful lot. I think I've not done enough research on this, but I think if I say Bitcoin a whole bunch of times, then that'll help with the monetizing, not the monetizing. What am I saying? The viewership thing, you know, where the recommendation, the algorithm, and all that thing, you know, that there. Right. So, Streamlabs is definitely not working very well. Just have to go with it. Bitcoin prices dropped down to $47,000. Will Bitcoin manage to recover? We're looking at the Bitcoin price action here live on the show and asking that very question. What is the trend right now for Bitcoin on the Bitcoin USDT charts? You can see that I have the 4-hour chart open behind me, and it's got the Ichimoku cloud on it and a pattern and a Fibonacci. I'm going to hide the Ichimoku cloud just now and talk about this Bitcoin price action leading up to these highs that was inside this pattern, and then when we saw the Bitcoin price dropping down past the 56-55 region, what that meant with regards to this pattern, and perhaps, you know, where we could have seen the prices find a bottom, or then again where we might be seeing, of course, just a dead cat bounce. Thanks for joining me. Hit that like button, really do appreciate it. In fact, wait, pause. Is that even interesting? I'm not sure, because that's the thing. It's like I'm not sure if these things are grab the attention enough. Maybe because I'm not doing if I'm doing it all right. Sol overextended on the long term. I wonder if Sol is overextended on the long term or not. It's it's one of these exciting projects with like a nice sort of smart contracts type setup. I think that they've gone for there. They've tried to do something pretty good with regards to the technology they've got, but pardon me, while staying fairly simple in terms of the their project goals. So I don't know. It depends. Like, how much of its how do you measure these things? Do we want to look in terms of its metrics for like how much the market cap it's shared, etc.? I wouldn't be able to tell you. In terms of the long term, I'm sure it's probably had a pullback, etc. And then everything looked overextended in terms of the long term, to be honest with you. You know, that was why we were talking about the potential for drops, etc. Well, we always do, but we talk about them in terms of context. You know, we don't. Recently there was that bearish divergence, etc. So what I have here is two measuring sticks. One's 60%, yeah. 160%, one's the full thing. So what I'll do is try and make this a bit more engaging for people, and do that. Two measured moves, measured moves, 100%. And 60%. That's roughly 60%. Right, so I think then, okay, that helps with the charts telling a story thing that somebody mentioned in the comments there already. Simon said, Jack says the chart peaked very quickly, just don't want to jump in and it crashes more. Yeah, it's going to be a case of the seeing that's the potential across the market overall. Some of them might have done their pain, they might have already had that pain. Typically, I suppose what you would see is that the weak get weaker, etc., or the strong get stronger in any sort of trend in market overall. But if we're looking at this as being a sort of pullback BTFD overall situation, then maybe there's the case to be made for the ones that have had the harder pullbacks already to have kind of gone through their pain discovery sessions, and perhaps they've got a bit to run in the near future. Who knows? Who knows? It depends on whether or not we break down past market structure areas. I mean, I suppose this is one of those instances where you want to see Bitcoin staying above 41,000, but when Ethereum's running towards the top side, it kind of signals perhaps alt season type scenario, and we haven't seen that in the alt markets properly at the minute. So that's the situation. Right, going to have to start that again. Bitcoin price action coming up for you. No. Sorry, everybody. The Bitcoin price versus US dollar dropped down to 47,000, and it has recovered somewhat since. We have got a few ways of breaking down what exactly happened with Bitcoin. I'm going to make it so that you understand exactly where we have come from, why the prices dropped down, why the prices could drop down a little bit further, and overall why this opens up a massive opportunity for you if you like the sound of the opportunity. So let's just take a look at the charts. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to give you an opportunity to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Swear to goodness, it would be so amazing. Imagine if this got 50 likes. Wow, 50 likes. Could it get 50 likes? Oh, that's my name, by the way, Rocky Outcrop. And I do crypto technical analysis. This is part of a live stream. Come and check us out sometime for that. And what we're seeing here is the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin chart that we have, and you can see just here there's a Fibonacci retracement. That's mostly those white lines, and then you can see there's these red serrated lines on the chart just there as well. And then way over just on the other side of the screen there, you can see that I've got two measured moves drawn out, and this is the narrative of where the prices have come from, which makes us understand where we are right now. And I'm just going to remove all of that so you can see what the chart looks like all naked. And we can see that the prices here drop down. You know, we've got this key sort of structural area there. That's where the bodies are kind of at the minute. The wick did push on down, kind of looking at this and saying, could the prices need to test this area, for instance? Maybe this section here was like a wedge, was it? Maybe then when we dropped down past those regions, we initiated some sort of move, bit of inflection at fake out territory, etc. Then let's just see that in more detail and say, indeed, perhaps then that is the case. We had this wedge just here, and off a wedge you've got two measured moves. Okay, and when you look at Bulkowski's book, go and check out the patronsite.com, then you see that there's these two moves. Now this is a wedge that's on Bitcoin, but it could be looking at any chart. It's all more or less the same. What he says is that you can measure. They take the measured region between the high and the low here at the big girthy part of the wedge, and then you take 60% of it. That's a bit of a oversimplification, okay? A little bit more complicated than that, but you've got that results into having two measuring sticks. So here's measuring stick number one, the 100% move, and you can see this is what you typically see when you see people doing technical analysis, etc. Pop that back over there, that 100%. This is 60% of this move here, and you can see this is 60% of that range there. And popping it onto the charts and then zooming on in to see where we've come from, and where we are now. Therefore, we can see that the prices drop down towards the full depth of that 60% measured move, coming in at around about 47,000 region that we talked about already. If you're getting value from this video, really would appreciate it if you hit like. Super massive. I mean, if we got 50 likes, wow, be amazing. If it's at 50 and you're looking at this video, then hit like for that, because imagine. Anyway, so that happened, and maybe now we see that we could get a recovery. So what's this red line here? Maybe it's not so visible being red. Just show you it's the 236 Fibonacci. This is what you want to look to. We're going to make it green, in fact, to give it a bit more positive spin, and say that when the prices are above this line, then you have a positive, potential move up the way. up, so good for longs, against the trend down this direction. Since its highs up there at 65,000 down to that 47,000 region, and that brings you in with a move that could take you up to 58k. In terms of percentages, that's great because it's all the way up there at a sort of 13% move up, and that would be a nice place. I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, to take profit if you were looking at a move between that 236. So where's that line? That's at 51,500. So while the prices are below 51,500, we can say we've not really done enough to test that properly yet and then establish an upward recovery quite yet, but we're within spitting distance of that zone, so that's quite positive. Now if we did go in for the negative move, then what the 100%, then where does that line up with? And that actually, you know, could see the prices coming down towards that 42k region again, so just to be aware of that as being a potential for us. So you would want to be managing your risk. So taking out this wick down there at that 47,000 area would, you know, not be an ideal place for you to be holding on to positions. If the prices did extend down the way, then coming back up past those regions, you can see, would then give you that same sort of 236 Fibonacci move up the way. So that's something to look to in terms of Fibonacci. But then in terms of just looking at this from a one indicator type of view, what could we be looking at? And I just wanted to pop on the Ichimoku cloud here to give everybody a quick overview of the price action. And we can see that the prices drop down to the the just outside of the cloud. They then recover to within the body of the cloud, and we're looking up and saying that if the prices are below 54,500, we might not really have managed to do enough yet to take that move up towards the top side, even after all, regardless of that 236. And then maybe, you know, if we do go up, that we could be looking towards this general region of the 60,000s and saying that that's quite potentially where people will be taking a lot of profit from. But so long at that point we can maintain ourselves above this region, you know, above the 55 to 58 region, then things are going along really, really swimmingly. And just popping all the drawings back on there, you can see how that lines up perfectly. So you've got Fibonacci, those horizontals we put on in the past, and the pattern and everything. That's actually a complete roundhouse kick of technical analysis for where we are, without even bothering to look at oscillators. So actually I'm going to have to film this again because that was way too long, wasn't it? I've been at this for way too long. So I'm going to just make this, sorry about this people, but I'm just going to make this just quick 60 seconds. It probably won't be 60 second, but quick, less than a minute type summary. Best laid plans. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. The Bitcoin price action could be going up, and away. We're looking at Bitcoin versus USD here on the 4-hour, 24-hour chart, and we're saying that we could be looking up towards, you know, a nice 13% move up towards 58k. Thereafter, perhaps even continuing on up towards those 75,000 regions. But warning, warning, warning. We know that there is actually a potential for downside price action. I actually have a complete, full, thorough explanation for you. And by the end of this video, not only will you understand where the Bitcoin prices have come from, but also why they are where they are now, where you could be taking trades from, how to manage your risk, where the best profit taking targets are, everything you need to know to be able to understand Bitcoin and what's happening right now with its prices and where the next moves will be, and actually be able to trade that as well yourself. Wow, how does that sound? I hope that sounds good. Whoops, this is a live stream, you just got a wee glimpse of it. I'm just running the intro clips here. Oh, gives me a second to take a breath. My name's Rocky.outcrop. Please hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. I'll give you an extra second here. Go on, hit it please. Thanks. Right, great. Let's do this. So there's a couple of measuring sticks here expressing the move between that wedge that's on the charts and an Ichimoku cloud and Fibonacci in the background. Let me just really quickly show you what the story is with regards to where the prices have come from, putting us into this position that we're at right now here. And it actually is a story of two measured moves, one of 100% and one of 60% from this wedge where the prices were moving towards the top side. So the prices actually wedged from sort of February all the way up to the highs we got there in the middle of April before coming down to this key area of the 57,000 price point, when it actually broke outside of the wedge and then initiated what would be one of two potential targets, either 60% or 100% from this. And if I see they've got these two measuring sticks, they're actually already showing us 60% and 100%. Taking the 60% move here, you can see that's actually what's happened with the move down towards this lower region in there at 47k. If we we were to do the 100%, so this is the risk for us, then movements down towards 42k or 41,500 are possible, and absolutely would be managing my risk, taking a keen eye at that 47,000 area, and not really wanting to dive into longs until we took out the 236 Fibonacci area just here at this price point. Now, things are going to get very, very much into the detail here, right now, for you to understand how the prices could be moving. I'm staying on 24-hour time frame just to show you this points as I make them. Looking up the way, 51,750, 52,000 where that 236 is. Take that out, and we could be looking up towards this line in here at that 618 Fibonacci retracement point. This Fibonacci only fitting in with this here after having had the most recent collapse in the prices, incidentally having already drawn in all of these support and resistance lines that you see in the background, the red serrated lines after that. So then as well, if you want to compare those figures to the horizontal lines, you can see that they actually line up perfectly with them, with the 618 coming in there at that 58 region. And if we want to see the prices push past that, that's going to be a big profit taking target for people if we do see resurgence here past that 52k 236 point. And then just kind of wrapping this story up then for us with the Ichimoku cloud, we can see that what happened was that the prices managed to come all the way down to the lower region of the cloud and push past it with that support coming in at that lower area, and then actually turned around from there back into the cloud. And we could be looking up towards the 54,500 region we've already spoken about in the past, and the region up towards that 58,000, where we actually see the 50% and 618 lining up with those really extremely important historical zones, giving you those clear profit signaling targets for you on the go. A couple of things as well: bearish divergence on the run up towards that top of that wedge, giving you the clear idea that we could be going down. And of course, overall, this represents in terms of the pullback versus the highs, 26%. Is it enough? Well, like we spoke about, we do see 30% pullbacks, so you could be looking down towards those lower regions. If we actually manage to take out 52k with a degree of momentum, you could be looking up towards those higher highs. And then of course, profit taking and managing risk in at 58k, probably advisable for people. I'm not a financial advisor. Next target is 68,000, 69,420 actually is the next target up, and then after that 72,000. I didn't even know, man. I don't know if that was even a good enough episode. Let me just see here what the chat's been saying on that. Where did the old restart trick everybody move? Yeah, sorry about that. Likely upside target 58,000. Lots of convalescence here. Needs to get above 54,000. We'd like to see this tested all support to be a little bit more confident of it. 54,500 would be better, I think. Yeah. What would you buy for $200 right now? I don't know. I thought Algo and Cardano at $1.01 this morning. They're recovering nicely. Still got it. Nice one, Simon. Yeah, every time I start thinking to myself, wow, this sounds like solid financial advice, Rocky has to dash my hope and tell me it's not financial advice at all. Sorry, dude, man. It's only not financial advice because it presents multiple scenarios. Are you telling me if I was to pay a financial advisor, they might only tell me the good bits? I think that they'd be a little bit more committal directionally. Okay, live scene main. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, right. Actually, you know what, Simon? Fair enough. Let's just do it that way. Let's just do the clip again one last time. Actually, for Bitcoin, and just do it like you said, a bit more committally in terms of a direction. I don't need to tell people all that stuff. If they wanted to know all of that, they could have tuned in for the live show. That is the complete comprehensive technical analysis, of course, for us. So I'll just do it with that thrown in at the very, very end instead, right? So here we go, 1 minute and it'll be dead. Great. Bitcoin price action, looking for a bounce, probably going to be taking profits in around about that $58,000 region. There's various good reasons for that. There's also a key area of 54,500 to be looked at along the way. If you want to know that and more, then you've come to the right place, because I'm going to be telling you exactly why the prices are, how they are, how to trade this to maximize your success. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but gosh darn it, it's definitely the best source for crypto technical analysis, at least in my humble opinion. I would really like it if you hit the like button and said, you know, hey, I like this, thanks. That's that sort of stuff. Right, anyway, this is a live show. Join me for one of them someday. Why am I looking up towards 58k? Well, that's at this area of previous support and resistance. We'd drawn in these lines quite a while ago, actually, and we're looking at them and saying that they are indeed just as important as we had previously imagined. And 58,000, I think, is a pretty good target for us, and I'm going to cover us a couple of really solid reasons for looking there, not least of which it is the golden pocket. That's where the prices are heading to next, but there is actually a stumbling block, and it's not a minor one, it's a major one along the way in here at 54,500, and the reason for that is much more visible on the Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour time frame, but it's perfectly visible here on the 24-hour time frame. Check it out just there. That is, of course, where the top of the cloud is. The price is managing to come back into this region after their pull down. Why did they drop down here? Well, you could make the argument that it was the Bulkowski, the pattern site, you know, the Encyclopedia of Trading Patterns move outside of a wedge, giving you that 60% move. That's 60%, that would have been 100%. As you can see, the two measured moves here. If this is, you wanted risk management targets, then you're sort of your downside, you are looking down towards 41,000 to 42,000 region if you were to kick on and get the full measured move off the back of that wedge. Have we done enough just in there? Well, I'm going to be a wee bit more committal about it and say that the best trade for you perhaps is to trade between 52,000 and 58,000 currently. Looking at the 236 Fibonacci retracement point coming in here and saying that is, of course, where you would start to get a valid one at. Follow through on that does come in with the 382 lining up, of course, with this region that we spoke about at 54,500, and the 50% of course as well, you know, is going to be where the cloud would be at that point when the prices actually manage to make it up there, if it were to not do it very quickly, and the 618 would be your profit taken. Let me just show you the 4-hour time frame, because like I said, much more clear there. We could be coming in for a sort of premature positive cross here on the base and conversion line on the Ichimoku cloud. If we do move up the way, then of course the top end of that cloud is lining up there nicely with that 58,000 region. The lower end of it coming in at around about the 54,500 zone, and of course we know that with those historical levels of support. Now, what would that overall constitute? A retest of that wedge if you were looking for further downside price action, changing the macro into following along with that micro downward trend and maybe coming into retest significant market structure. But overall, towards the top side, if we were to, you know, break past that significant key area of the 55,000 region, where we have, of course, all that confluence of information, then we would be taking out the 618 and have a good chance of perhaps coming in for these higher targets, still looking perhaps even up as high as 75,000. Be key to manage your risk nicely along the way. Don't forget 69,420 blabs for profit taking. We got to the end of that fairly smoothly. If you hit that like button before tuning out, massively appreciate it so much, and be sure to see you for a live stream sometime. There you go, Simon Pratchett. What did I say? What did I say that was different to the previous one? I wonder. Not an awful lot, but you wanted me to be more committal on price. All I did was just say it a couple of extra times for you. It was exactly the same overall, but I think Simon saying that I needed to be more committal on price action reminded me that that's what people need to see, okay? Because the information didn't change. It's exactly the same all 20 times I've done the TA on this since starting the show. Let's move on then and take a look at another coin for us. And actually, we're going to take a look, and we're going to do an episode here on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. If you hit that like button, then fantastic. We just looked at Bitcoin. So if you want to see that, check out the earlier parts of the video. And then as well, what we have here is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And there's a lot of noise on this, and we don't need that much noise on here for us. Suffice it to say that the prices have come up towards our target. Very, very, very good at that 45 area. In fact, it went beyond to 48 and then pulled down a little bit since then. If we see the prices managing to sustain themselves in this 40 region, we could be looking on even higher again. And this is, of course, a really nice upward trend at the moment that we're in. Couple of warning signs for us starting to emerge, however, with this bearish divergence that we're seeing at the top end of this move. So there's a little touch of that just there on the RSI, not on the MACD, so perhaps we've got a little bit more of a jaunt to go. But if we were to pull back, then what could we see happen? Well, we could even pull back as far as these sorts of regions just here. Let me just show you with, actually, I'll just chuck all this here in the old garbage sack and draw this one in instead and say that looking back at here, if the prices do push down past 40, then I'd be expecting, in inverted commas, to come in for a retrace down towards 36. that's another additional 10% off the between these two pairs, and that would be represented perhaps with Ethereum itself or Bitcoin having a big move versus the dollar pairing. So be sure to check those videos to know how this one could pan out. But if you're looking at this one specifically, then keep an eye out for that 0.043 number. Now, where I'm actually looking here for a move up the way is actually even on beyond this targets where we spoke about in the previous videos at 45. I'm actually looking up as high as 55 for the next really big surge up if we can manage it. And there's a couple of ways to skin a cat, and if you're looking at this one in terms of just having a sort of pattern move and saying that we wanted to get 60% of a sort of cup with handle type scenario, then that would take you up to that same sort of region as well. So let's just hope that we don't have to go through the pain of having a handle establish itself on here. If that does happen, then 40 is your best bet for it to have a turnaround. So look between those regions. You're talking the guts of 10% moves down towards the downside, depending on how you want to manage them. Connecting a few together is when it becomes a problem if you're in a long-term position. Oh, snap. What is going on? I guess that's the end of the Ethereum Bitcoin section. It's going all right, Smitty. Thanks so much. This is extremely frustrating, though, I have to say, with my browser not letting me see the charts. I don't know. Maybe I just have to call it a night. Might have to call it a night, folks. Maybe I'll come back and do some more episodes after I've talked to the 5-0 tomorrow. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. I'm thinking that I'll probably just have to call it quits here. I've been scuppered by the YouTube gods. At least I think I got fairly solid technical analysis in there at the end of it all for us with regards to Bitcoin. Maybe, what do you think? What do you think? I could stick it out. Just let me know. What do you think? Should I give it another shot? Close some more of these tabs. Maybe I'll get another stab at it here. Do I battle on? Do I stay battling on here for us on this one? What's the consensus in here? Thanks again, always great. So it's saying it's all right between two streams. It's pretty good, Rocky. Thanks. Yeah, because I did a bunch of TA in the other stream. So yeah, if people are looking for sort of altcoin analysis and stuff like that, I've got a bunch in the other stream. There's a few things I looked at, dot, etc. And I didn't break things down in a summary type way because I didn't get around to doing that before the stream broke. Simon, nice to chat a bit in the comments. Maybe I'll pop back in the Discord soon. Yeah, cool. Is that you, as SC Patch? That's you, buddy. It's you, Simon. It's good to see you, Simon, mate. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for not giving you the due recognition you're worth. And by the way, Smitty, good to see you, Smitty. You definitely Smitty Verder Bigger Jigger Men Jensen. He's a star. Oh, look at that! It's telling me, Brave Browser's telling me that that we're done here. Yeah, dude, man, it was good, wasn't it? I think it was good. That's the sort of thing. I mean, it's nice, right? It's nice to be able to interact like this and to give people sort of a little bit of a breakdown about something that they might otherwise not know. And it's only made possible by the fact that you are all keeping this the best kept secret on YouTube, right? Because it's not fair of me to blame all of you guys. The best kept secret on YouTube, that's what I like to say. But isn't that right though, Kirk? I mean, we've talked about this. Me and Kirk here, we've talked about this quite a bit. And he's like, he says to me, Rocky, you ain't gonna have, the channel's not gonna explode on YouTube when everybody is out there trying to make money in this cutthroat world, and you're providing all the gems, dropping the gems, and hey, we don't want everybody getting damn gems, right? Understandable. So I get it. Glad I was able to catch a stream, even just the tail end. We'll be looking forward to the vids though. Cool, nice one, Smitty. Yeah, I didn't make all the summaries that I was going to make before. I would stay on longer, but I had a canine attack. Oh, per me, and yeah, I'm gonna head off and enjoy the rest of the evening, and then and make the clips that I can make, of course, and then talk to the Hawaii 5-0 tomorrow. Right, cool. Much love to you all. Yous all know that yous are my number one. You're all my number one, everybody.